Hey guys, welcome back to Sew Beginnings by Honeybees Design. I'm your host, Kristen Ford, but if you've been here before, you already know that. If you haven't been here before, welcome to my live recording. I was actually going to do a live on Facebook and YouTube, but have recently realized that for some reason, notifications are not going out. So I'm going to research how to fix that, and then we will go back to doing an actual live instead of a recorded live. So the last time we left off, we were working on the wristlet strap, and we've got it sewed on both sides with an eighth of an inch seam allowance, and I had it set, I believe, on a 3.5 for a 4 millimeter stitch length. I told you all I prefer to do these wrist straps a certain way, so we're going to go ahead and complete that today. And you have two options here. You can complete that with a rivet, which tends to hold a little better, but if you secure your stitches, you can also hold that with stitching, which is what we're going to do today. Next, we are also going to move on to the next portion of the pattern, which is assembling the actual ID area. As I told y'all before, we've got cork right here. It's got just a little bit of that little gold shimmer in it. I've got my clear vinyl, which is cut to a little bigger than the standard credit card size. So if you want to make one of these, just pull out an old credit card, leave you a little 1/4 inch around it, and there you go. And then we have one of our exterior flaps that we're going to actually put our ID wallet on. So our first step is going to be to go ahead and complete this wristlet strap. And as I told you all before, we had it in the middle. I'm actually going to move it down about an inch. So if you take your wristlet, it's a swivel hook. And if you take your wristlet strap and you fold it over to about an inch right here, you want to go ahead and hold that, and then bring the other side of your, let's see if you can see this. How can we do it? Like, gosh, I got to get used to this camera. Bring your other side up like that. And that might be a little too big. Let's see if you can see that. Just like that. And I always look to see what is the best side of the strap. If you notice, this right here has some features of the fabric, so I definitely want to make sure that portion shows the most. And so I'm going to use this side and fold it over and then bring this up. I told y'all before, I don't usually like to do fabric raw edges, so if I do have a raw edge, I will pull out my pinking shears and just go ahead and clip the tip of that off. And it just gives it a little better look. I'll show you. This is beforehand. This is what it looks like before. And this is just a little piece of fabric. And then I just pink it. And that's what it looks like after. And it just, to me, gives it a little cleaner finish. So that's why I like to do it that way. Okay, so again, fold that over. Bring this to the top. I like the look of that. It fits well. I'll go down a little more just to give her a little more room on her strap. And yeah, okay, so I'm going to put this underneath the presser foot on my sewing machine. Go down about between 1/4 and an eighth of an inch. Insert that needle. Put my presser foot down and sew. And again, I like to try to make sure everything lines up. We're human, so nothing's going to be perfect, but at least get it as close as you can. Go forward and backward and forward again. And just like I said, if you just stitch it really good. Oh, another way we could do that is the box stitch. I'm sure y'all have seen that before. You just put a little box stitch around it. And that will help secure the stitches as well. But I am not going to do that. Pull that through. I'll tie that off later because y'all have seen that many times. And then there we go. And actually, I might do a box stitch. I feel like that might set a little better. Let's see. right, so I'm just going to make a little small box. Turn it this way. Try to make sure everything lines up good. And this does not have to be done on a industrial machine. This can actually be done on domestic. Oh, I got a cramp on my leg. There we go. We got that out. Okay, so I'll pull all those through and tie them off later. My little earpiece thing. I have got to get this backwards thing in motion, don't I? Okay, so, and this will be our wristlet strap completed. I'm just burning off these edges. Okay. I do that. Okay, so we've got our wristlet strap. This is what it looks like when it's completed. Usually you should only have two threads to burn, but because I went back and done the box, there we go. Looks good. I like it. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is pull out some double-sided tape. Now, if you don't have double-sided tape, don't worry about that. You can also use just some regular Elmer's glue. It doesn't have to be double-sided tape. But I so happen to have some double-sided tape, so that's what I'm going to use. Now, take your cork or whatever fabric you've chosen to use that you can have raw edges, and you want to put 2 pieces of tape on each side. So turn it over to the wrong side. So the wrong side is facing up, and you guys can see that. And then we're going to take our tape or your Elmer's glue. And again, this is not recorded, or this is recorded, although it says live. So I know there's not any comments, but if you guys do have any questions or you want to make one, I've got plenty of fabric. I can send some fabric your way and you can make a ID wristlet. Okay, so we've got 2 pieces of tape, one on the top, one on the bottom, on the wrong side of our cork ID window. All right, then you're going to pull out your clear. I think I like these ear pod things. I have to keep messing with my ear. Okay, so you're going to pull out your clear ID vinyl and make sure this is adhered really well. I usually just take something and press it down pretty good. And then go ahead and peel off the paper backing. And that will reveal the other side of the sticky tape. All right, then you're going to take your, sorry, got a message. You're going to take your clear vinyl and you are going to center that right on your cork, just like this. So you can see through. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to go through and we are going to stitch all the way around our window at 1/8 of an inch, a very small 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. So as close to this as you possibly can. All right, I'm going to go down to probably a 4mm stitch length. If a lot of times this vinyl and this cork has a tendency to be sticky and stick to your machine. If that's the case, you're going to want to pull out some tissue paper. Just lay it on the bottom or on the top and sew through that, and you can just pull that tissue paper right back off. So we're at an 1/8 of an inch seam allowance, 4 mm stitch length, and here we go. If you notice that vinyl pulling or sticking, just go ahead and grab out your tissue paper. I don't know about you all, but my pivot stitch always tends to look wonky, like crooked. And I've been trying to learn how to figure that out so it don't look like that. So I think I need to make sure my needle's all the way down and then just do a straight pivot so that don't happen. Make sure my needle's all the way down. Yeah, that looks a little better. Okay. I definitely hope to be able to use this channel to learn things. I love that when you watch other YouTubers that are doing sewing projects or things like this, you see a lot of people give advice, and I am hoping to be one of the recipients of some of that good advice because I definitely have a lot to learn. I think I was watching something the other day about trying to build your YouTube channel and build your, not so much build your YouTube channel, but build your knowledge of whatever it is that you're working on, like sewing. It could be painting, it could be working on cars, it could be anything. And someone made a comment that when you stop learning, you stop living. And I thought, I like that. Okay, so here we are. As y'all know, because it's a top stitch, I'm going to pull all my threads through and tie those off so that we don't have any funny looking back stitches that are visible. So I'm not going to do that on camera because, again, we've been through that many times. But if you want to learn how to pull your stitches through and tie them off, just let me know, and I'll be sure to send you one of my videos about it. Okay, so this is what we have now. As you can see, the stitches are all the way around. And now, oh well, I'm going to have to do that because I can't move on to the next step. So tie these off real quick. Tie it off. Can y'all see me? There we go. Okay, I'm just tying these threads off in the back. Obviously the TV's on. I hope y'all can't hear that, but I don't know if it is or not. It's a racing show. Oh, biscuits. Come on. Okay, so we've got that tied off. Now we're going to go ahead and put some more double-sided tape on. We're going to put it around all 3 edges. So determine what side you want up. I think I like this one with the gold right there. I think I'm going to put that section up. If you can see, it's got a little more gold right here. And so this is going to be my top, and this going to be my top, and then this is going to be my bottom. So I'm going to put double-sided tape along all 3 edges right here. Or, again, if you've got glue, go ahead and use some glue. And the reason I'm using double-sided tape is because you don't want to put pins in cork. Once you puncture the cork, well, it's not healable. So, okay. Might have made that one a little too long. Put that on the bottom. Can you all see me? Yep. Okay. Put this one on the bottom. I'm going to put this one on the side. I'm going to try to figure out a way to get another camera so that you guys can see different angles on here. Just like that. And then go ahead and trim that little bit I done over. So after you put your double-sided tape on there, this is what you're going to see. Again, you've got it on all three sides. This is your top, so we're going to leave that alone. I wonder if I should pinking shears that. Would that be cute? I don't know. I'm going to leave it alone for now. But that would be cute if we used our pinking shears up here. Probably a little too much. Okay, so pull your exterior flap out, or this is the exterior flap if you're not sewing this and just watching. And what you want to do is you want to try to center that on here. So find a good spot, pull out your clear ruler, double check and make sure you're double check and make sure that you got about the same amount on each side. And I do. This a little over a half and a little over a half. Same with the top. We got about 3/8 here. This is about centered. At least I hope. So yeah, we're about another half. Or that 3/8. 5/8. That's a 5/8. Okay. So right here, if you all can see that, I'm thinking about right there looks good. That looks nice and centered. I also like how the sunflowers kind of peek out through there. I'm going to double check that just again, just to make sure. Okay, a little over that half mark. Yeah, I think this one is fine. Let's check this top one more time. Okay, this can come up just a smudge. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, just like we did before, take this plastic off to reveal the sticky and stick it down. Press it down nice and firm. Right here. Alright, here we go. So this is what we've got so far. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go around again. We're going to do another 1/8 of an inch seam allowance all the way around these three sides that we put our tape on. And yeah, check it out. I like it. Is it a little wonky right there? Let me just move it just a smudge. Okay. Okay. I think it's even. Yeah, it's even. All right, again, an 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. Yep. I feel like that one. Let's do it half one way. got quick right there, didn't I? Okay, pull our threads out. Probably cut that one. All right, so this is again what we got so far. We're all the way around all three sides, leaving the open at the top. And then now we're going to go back, and just to reinforce this, because you're going to be putting a card in it quite often, we're going to go in at 1/4 of an inch and do another stitch all the way around. Again, that's 1/4 of an inch. Did I not do that one? No. Okay. And of course, I think I've got my pedal way to my knee lift in too far because it keeps giving me leg cramp, or yeah, leg cramps. Definitely gonna have to adjust that. There we go. All right, again, we're going in at 1/4 of an inch. And guys, I believe this is going to be our last step for today. And then we will do the next step tomorrow. Or the next day, just next time I come on here. Check it out. Nope. Yep. And I'm not going to backstitch. I'm going to pull my threads through. All right, so here we are. We've got our wrist strap completed. We've got our D-ring strap connector completed. And we can go ahead and put a stay stitch on here. That way we don't have to leave that clip on there. We can just put us a little stay stitch on there. There we go. That's going to hold it good. I back stitched on there, and that's going to be inside of a seam, so we don't have to worry about the back stitches showing. Okay, so we've got our D-ring completed for our strap connector. As I said, we got our wristlet strap done, and now we have our exterior front with the ID window completed. All right. We'll be back to do the next couple of steps. I hope you guys enjoyed this 23-minute live, fake live, I guess. Hopefully soon I can get these actual lives worked out. But until then, guys, thank you for stopping by, spending a few moments with me and hanging out with me. I've definitely enjoyed sewing with or for you all because I didn't get to sew with y'all this time. But anyways, you guys have a great day. As always, be inspired.